Guess who got brands talking? Brandlife.co.za.
Hey, all you beauty lovers, and welcome to The Beauty Show. I'm so excited for today's segment, and in studio I have Nazeerah from Dupe Factorie in 27 boxes, and she's just going to be explaining to us a little more on how to do you when it comes to your makeup brushes. Thank you for coming into studio today.
I'm so excited.
Okay, so basically this show focuses on all the tips and tricks to help you ladies perfect your makeup routine. So today, like I said, we focus on brushes because I know for one, I might be completely ruining my entire makeup routine because I do not have the right brushes, or I'm not doing it completely correct and using it in the right way that I'm supposed to be using it. So just a little more Nazeerah before we actually speak to her, just to give you guys a little heads up. Nazeerah is a visual artist based in Johannesburg, and she studied visual art at UJ, and that's where she completed a BTech honors degree. And her knowledge of makeup comes from her expertise in color mixing and painting. So obviously, as an artist, we were trusted to do our makeup. And Nazeerah is obviously a makeup artist at Dupe Factorie, which is in 27 boxes, which is in Melville, also where Brand Life is based. So Nazeerah, welcome, and thank you so much for being on the show.
Pleasure.
So without any further ado, let's get straight into your questioning. So tell me, who is Nazeerah?
So Nazeerah is all over the place. She's an artist that's here, there. It's like I'm a cat living in Job. I'm just doing my thing, getting creative wherever I can. Yeah, and Dupe Factorie is one of those opportunities where I get to be creative.
Okay, perfect. And tell us more about Dupe Factories.
So Dupe Factorie is actually a brand that started off by a woman named Dilnaz. She's based in Durban. So what she did was she realized there was a market for beauty products like makeup and brushes, but there was a gap because people couldn't afford like the very expensive brands, and at the same time there wasn't someone supplying good quality brushes and makeup here. So what she did, she went out and sampled them, brought them down, and now she samples them herself here in Durban and in South Africa.
Okay, perfect stuff. And how did you get into Dupe Factorie?
So it was just, I love 27 boxes and the concept of 27 boxes. Dupe Factorie had already opened, and I was so excited that they were here. And when I heard they were looking for someone to do a casual here, to do makeup, I was like, perfect. This is 27 boxes is like the ultimate creative place. I was like, yes, I'm in, and that's just how it came about.
Awesome. Okay, so now we're gonna go straight into why we're here today. Makeup brushes. So you can take us through what you've brought to studio today. What are some of the brushes that you have, and you're gonna tell us more about?
Okay, cool. Do you want me to just do all of them?
Well, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to show, whatever you think is important as well.
Okay, so I definitely brought in the starter pack, the brush starter pack, this rose gold starter pack. So it has all your brushes, your blending brushes, your makeup brushes, your blush brushes, your eyeshadow brushes, even some for applying your concealer, your liner brushes. So it's your ultimate starter pack. Mm-hmm. I brought in some fan brushes because I know everyone's going to be curious about that. I brought the multi-purpose, the airbrush finish, the compact oval brushes, because I found that really important. I just brought some good care, like makeup cares, your makeup erasers, your brush cleaners. I brought the switch and blend because that's a big craze, and I think it's really important because you mentioned you might not be using your brushes right, and I think the switch and blend is the way to go. And I brought in the very popular highlighter palette and one of our eyeshadow palettes that's like an everyday must.
Okay, perfect stuff. And if you can just tell us more about natural makeup brushes compared to the synthetic makeup brushes? Because I know bristles play an important part on how your makeup actually looks on your face when you put it on. So what is the difference, and what should you look out for? What's better for what type of makeup, and what's better for different skin types? You can just tell us more about that.
Okay, so I do want to mention that Dupe Factorie doesn't actually sell natural bristle. Well, basically they keep it as cruelty free as they can, which I love. I'm actually myself not for natural bristles, so all the bristles are synthetic, which I feel is much easier, much healthier to clean out and take care of than treating natural hairs, you know.
Okay, perfect stuff. And what is some of the basic brushes that you need in your startup? So if you're new and you're coming straight into makeup, what are some of the basic brushes that you would need to actually start off that, getting your makeup routine and your beauty routine in place?
Okay, so starting up, I would definitely say this brush over here, which is your oval makeup brush. This is like for full face, that airbrush finish, that flawless look. So this you can do your foundation with, you can even do your primer, you can do your blush, your highlighter, your contour. So this is like a must for everybody.
Okay.
And then I would definitely say some eyeshadow brushes. Your eyeshadow brushes, especially those for blending. So the more loose, fluffier brushes that you get to like the corners of your eyes. And then definitely some go even smaller would be like your liner brush, and some of the pencil brushes and lip brushes is a must.
It's a must. Okay, perfect. And when it comes to foundation, because I know I suck at putting my foundation on. I just squeeze it onto my fingers and rub it all over my face like I'm putting cream on. So I totally suck at putting my foundation on. What is better, a brush or a beauty blender?
So I guess I won't say that any of them are bad. They're both really amazing. I definitely go to, for every day I use my beauty blender all the way. But then your foundation, if you want something more thick and more event-like, more permanent as opposed to like your daily look, I would do brushes. So your beauty blender would just like blend it all out. And also for a starter, I think your beauty blender is like the easiest thing to use. You have no excuses for getting it wrong.
Okay, perfect stuff. How do you use a beauty blender?
Okay, so beauty blenders, I actually use two. So I use the mini one and then the original beauty blender, which is this cute pink one. So you always wet it, must have it wet, damp it out, squeeze it out, and you'll see it will actually blow up to a lot bigger than what it is. And then you just apply your product. Don't apply your product to your beauty blender. Apply your product to your face, dot it on or line it on, whatever, and then work out from there. Because when you add it to your beauty blender, it's just going to be sucked up or soaked up, and it won't be even on your face. The second one I use is like the smaller one, which I use for under my eyes, which is a very delicate area, so don't use your finger. If you do, always the ring finger. But yeah, the smaller ones definitely get in those corners and under your eyes. I know for most of us, I have dark under eyes, so it helps so much, and it's just really gentle, so it doesn't like leave it sore afterwards, red or anything like that.
Okay, awesome. I need to wet my beauty blender. I think that's where I'm going wrong.
Key first thing.
Okay, and what brush would you use to apply your foundation? Because obviously that's where you start. You start with your foundation. Well, it's the first makeup that you actually put onto your face. So what brush would you use to apply that?
So I'll be honest, I don't wear foundation every single day. I just think it's not necessary. I guess first you would do like healthy and stuff. So I use like BB cream every day, and my foundation for like longer lasting when I go out, stuff like that. So I would say for using your foundation, how to apply your foundation, was that your question? So you could use your brush. Say we're using our brush for our foundation, so you could apply that to your brush, like just squirt it on there. and have a primer on first, which really helps. Do all your concealing, use your concealer palette or your little concealer, whatever, and then just evenly in circular motions go right throughout your face, and that should be like the best thing, as long as you got like the right tone for your face. And maybe even use some like moisturizer with it. So a little foundation, little moisturizer, and circular motions all the way.
Circular motions. I need to remember that because I feel like I'm painting it. So I need to go like up and down.
Yeah. So you see, I mean, like I told you, my knowledge comes from painting. So all masters always use circular motions to get like that flawless actual face look. So that's where the secret comes from.
Okay, now we know. Now we know why you go in circular motions. Okay, so now that we've done the eyeshadow, the foundation basics, what do you need for your perfect eyeshadow look? Because I know there's so many eyeshadow brushes, and obviously there's different types of eyes and different types of eyelids. So like myself, I struggle the most with my eyeshadow because I have the double hooded eyes.
Yes, so do I.
Yeah, and it's like so frustrating because you watch all these YouTube videos and you see these ladies with beautiful eyelids and they just brush it on and it's like wow. And then I tried it and then I look like I completely messed up my entire face. So what brushes would you recommend for eyeshadow?
Okay, so I think the biggest mistake we make is like thinking we should go from like 0 to 100 and just do like the full makeup look. I think always start with your nudes, like get a good base going on. So just get like one full coverage over your eye, use a blender brush and go a full cover over your eyelid, and then start slowly, like build it up. So you might want to start from the corners of your outer corners deeper. It really depends on what look you're going for, but if you like a starter and you just don't know where to even begin, do nudes, start slowly, see what looks good on your eye, maybe try different things every day and watch a lot of tutorials. Dupe Factorie has actually like really good palettes that have all-encompassing looks within one palette. So you have your mattes and your shimmers. I think definitely know if you should use matte or shimmer. It makes a big difference. So yeah.
Okay, perfect. And what are the brushes specifically? So obviously you mentioned a blender brush.
A blender brush, yeah. And then I make sure I use a blender brush. You mainly use the blender brush, and as you get more intricate or in the crease, then you would go to like other brushes that are more smaller or more precise. So you always build from big to small.
So not like a fluffy brush, but a more compact.
Yeah,
compact
so
brush
as you're getting
get
into it, then you would go to the more smaller compact brushes, and then starting off big.
And then obviously you would put in that little thin brush for your eyeliner.
Eyeliner is a must. Know how to do your wings, girls. You can't go wrong with a good wing.
That's something I totally don't know
Wing
how to
it
do.
all day, every day.
I have no clue how to do my wing. My wing always looks like I just drew a fat line on my eyelid. So
Practice, I promise you, practice makes perfect. And there's so many hacks on like Instagram and YouTube. And just find one that works for you. But as long as you got your wing, you sorted.
Okay, so you mentioned lip brushes are a must.
Yeah.
And that is the one brush that I do not use.
Okay.
At all. So why? Why is a lip brush a must?
I guess I guess it's more for the makeup artist maybe, because when you have your lipstick palettes, they're obviously not in form of, the stick. And if they are, you don't want to use from one person to the next the same stick. So you always take off product with your lipstick brush and then apply your lipstick. Also, lipstick brushes just really help you get in the creases and make it look more natural. So you can build it up and mix your colors, do a bit of an ombre look if you want. I just think the brush is more hygienic than just putting it straight on, because you clean your brushes.
Yeah.
So it means your stick's always clean. Just hygienically, it works.
It's better to use a lip brush.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go try. I'll give my lip brush some attention when I get home and try it out because I just have the normal Huda Beauty
Yes.
lip kit. So I just take it on and put
And
it
it
on.
saves product. It saves a lot of product to just like go from your brush. Because I mean, if you put too much product on, then you gotta blot it off and.
And it looks horrible.
Mm.
It looks horrible. Okay, perfect. So we're just gonna go to a quick break, and when we come back, I'm gonna do a quick top 10 with you, just to find out what is in your brain and what triggers your brain fastest and what comes out. So it's just to get to know you a little better. So yeah, let's go to a quick break and then we'll come back.
brandlive.co.za. Making a bold statement yet blending into the surrounding suburbs of Melville, 27 Boxes is a realization of edgy design and practical implementation. A radical departure from the shopping malls of our generation, yet not a return to the high streets of our youth. 27 Boxes showcases the best of a shopping centre set in a garden, surrounded by the bohemian suburb that is Melville. 27 Boxes, shop, play, eat. brandlive.co.za.
Welcome back to the Beauty Show, and as you know, I'm speaking to Nazeerah from Dupe Factorie, and now we're just gonna do our top 10 little piece that we always do every week, just to find out what's going on in Nazeerah's head. So, I'm just gonna say 10 words, and you tell me the first thing that comes to mind. Okay.
Okay.
So in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hair,
Shiny.
makeup,
Must.
eyes,
Beauty.
cheeks,
Glow.
lips,
Sexy.
color,
I'd say under creativity.
okay, brush,
Need.
foundation,
Important.
beauty tool,
Fan brushes.
and your face.
Clean.
Wow. Okay, spoken like a true makeup artist.
Thank you.
Okay, perfect. So just more back into the whole brushes part of the show today. Obviously, that's our focus for today's show on how to do yours, how to get your brushes right. So I know that I was obsessed with highlighter at one stage of my life, and I was like, I want to highlight every part. And then I was really upset because I couldn't find a fan brush without buying the complete set of brushes. And I was
Yeah.
like, I don't want the whole set, I just want the fan brush. So do you have to use a fan brush to highlight? And what is a fan brush actually used for?
Okay, so you don't necessarily have to use a fan brush when you highlight. It definitely makes it easier if you don't know what you're doing. What fan brushes do, they help you like catch the tip or the high points of your face to just get the right highlight going.
Okay, so you don't need to use a fan brush.
You don't need to, but look, it makes the job easier. If you know what you're doing, you can definitely use any brush. I know lots of people use smaller brushes to pack it on, but fan brushes just make it a lot easier. And if you're into that dramatic look, the fan brush will help you get that blur, but at the same time, the highlight at the right
The
point.
highlight. Perfect. And you brought in 2 fan brushes today.
Yeah, so I've brought in one that's like a big shades, which is this huge fluffy fan brush, which I mean, if you're majorly into strobing, which is like the term for highlight, if you're majorly into strobing, then I would say this is like the best brush for you. And if you just want to do like tips, like a little bit on your upper lip, your nose, maybe in your eye, the bone above your eye, and on your cheeks, then the smaller one's gonna sort you out.
Better. Won't the bigger one put more highlight on your face?
Look, it will. So you've got to be careful. You've got to be careful of how you do it. I guess a lot of people use this for contouring as well. So contour and highlight go like hand in hand.
Yes.
So the bigger one, it's also you gotta watch how much product, always flick it off, do a little test to see how much. And the good quality highlights, a lot comes off in one, one application. So definitely your products are important.
Okay, perfect. And obviously, a trend that everyone is into now is the whole contour and highlight trend, like you mentioned. So I know that people use angled brushes a lot for contouring. Why? Why would you use an angle brush?
So in this kit that I've brought, actually, there's this sort of angle brush. So I contour not crazy every day, but I do use a bit of contouring, just a deeper under your cheek, just to get some bone going, to get some lift to your face, so that also when you apply your highlight, it looks extra like glowy. And I think the angle brushes are good just for getting under the bone.
So to actually defining it more.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. That's a good tip. Because all my brushes are round. So all my brushes had like that oval tips.
Yeah.
So I don't have an angle brush. And I was like, why? Why do I need an angle brush? Now I know.
Angle precision. That's what it
that
is.
explains why my blush is always all over the place. Okay, perfect. So I hope that this helped all our listeners today on what brushes you need and why certain brushes. So just from a Dupe Cosmetic, I keep on saying that, Dupe Factorie perspective, what do you guys have? What do you guys have to offer?
I think definitely it's the more affordable sort of range. Also, the thing is, for makeup artists that are starting or want to fill your kit up, this really is the high quality sort of things that you'll need to take with you, and there's travel palettes and there's things on the go. So it's really easy just to pack a bag of everything from Dupe Factorie and do your thing.
And obviously Dupe Factorie doesn't only supply makeup brushes and makeup, but also you travel little cases and kits.
Yes, there's travel cases, there's kits, there's mirrors, custom-made mirrors, which are really cool. And then there's the studio itself where you can come do your makeup or have like little tutorials, things like that.
Okay.
It really helps.
Okay, and just last but not least, what is your ultimate beauty tip?
My ultimate beauty tip, I think just know what's good for your face. You don't have to wear everything. And like I said, wing eyeliner goals.
I think I'm coming like straight after this interview. I'm coming down with you, and you need to show me how to do my wing because I totally suck at it. And one more question: how would you like your legacy to live on? So, as Nazeerah, a visual artist, but also a makeup artist now for Dupe Factorie, how would you like your legacy to live on in the beauty world? Because we're faced with women every day that have challenges with being themselves. So, like you've seen, the show is called TheBe TiiShow. Firstly, be you, because when you use yourself, you're beautiful. So, what is your beauty tip and your ultimate, the ultimate vision that you would like your legacy to be?
I think it's true what you say. We do suffer with a bit of an identity crisis in South Africa. I think just be the best you that you can be. There's no other you in this world. It's just you. So if you have to be your unique self, just do you every day. You don't have to please everybody, and you can be like the ripest peach, and not everybody eats peaches. Yeah, just do you every day.
And so that's your legacy. You just want to be yourself.
Just be yourself, your own unique self, and nobody can take that away from you.
Okay, perfect stuff. Thank you so much for listening into the show today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys want to get hold of Nazeerah, please come head over to 27 Boxes in Melville. It's number 75 4th Avenue, Melville 2092. Obviously, South Africa for those international listeners. This is an excuse to get a trip to South Africa, guys. And come and see what Dupe Cosmetics has. I know that I'm obsessed, so every time I walk past, I want to touch the brush and feel it and feel more about it. So yeah, come head over, and obviously you have a website, www. dupefactory.com.
Yes.
www.dupefactory.com if you want more information on Nazeerah and Dupe Factory. Thank you so much for listening in, and I hope to hear from you guys soon.
brandlive.co.za. Live from 27 Boxes in the heart of Melville. This is brandlive.co.za.